Welcome back to I Love Gossip, where we break down the stories everyone is whispering about, the clips resurfacing online, and the questions Hollywood never seems eager to answer. Before we get into this, let's be very clear. This video discusses allegations, personal accounts, interviews, and online speculation. Nothing here is being presented as proven fact or legal conclusion. This is about what has been said publicly and why people continue to talk about it. Over the years, one name that keeps resurfacing in online conversations is Bryshere Gray. Bryshere Gray rose to fame quickly. He was young, talented, and positioned as one of television's next breakout stars. Interviews from that time show a confident, hopeful young man who believed he was finally getting the opportunity he had prayed for. But not long after his rise, fans began noticing drastic changes. His social media presence became erratic. His public appearances became rare, and eventually his career seemed to completely collapse. People weren't just confused, they were concerned. That concern turned into speculation when Jaguar Wright, a singer and longtime industry critic, began making public claims about what she believed happened behind the scenes. According to Jaguar Wright, Bryshere Gray was introduced into what she described as a private mentorship environment involving powerful industry figures, including Diddy.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick, he needed a dog.
And Will Smith. She alleged that these environments were presented as opportunities for guidance, protection, and advancement, but that the reality was far more damaging emotionally. Again, these are her claims, not confirmed findings. Jaguar Wright further claimed that Bryshere Gray was not the only young man involved in these circles. She alleged that once individuals were no longer useful or compliant, they were quietly abandoned, leaving them mentally, emotionally, and professionally unstable. At first, many people dismissed her entirely. Jaguar Wright has been labeled controversial for years, and critics argued she lacked credibility. But what caused people to pause was that other names began to surface with eerily similar stories. One of those names was August Alsina. August Alsina publicly stated that he was involved in a relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith during a deeply vulnerable time in his life. He claimed that Will Smith was aware of the relationship and had given his blessing. According to August, the relationship left him emotionally broken and struggling long after it ended. Jada Pinkett Smith later confirmed the relationship on Red Table Talk, referring to it as an entanglement that occurred while she and Will Smith were separated. While no illegal activity was alleged, the conversation shocked audiences and sparked intense debate about power dynamics, emotional responsibility, and boundaries. Many viewers sympathized with August, noting that he appeared deeply affected and regretful in his interviews. Others questioned why a much younger artist was placed in such a complicated emotional situation with two extremely powerful figures. As people revisited August's interviews, another layer of the conversation emerged. Why do young male artists keep appearing in emotionally damaging situations tied to the same Hollywood circle? Then came the resurfacing of interviews from Brother Bilal, Will Smith's former assistant. Brother Bilal alleged that he personally witnessed private behavior involving Will Smith that contradicted the actor's carefully crafted public image. His statements went viral almost immediately. According to multiple reports, Jada Pinkett Smith responded within hours, allegedly threatening legal action if the claims were not retracted. But no lawsuit was ever filed. For many viewers, that silence became part of the story, not proof, but a question. Why respond so quickly and then let it fade? By this point, people weren't declaring guilt. They were questioning patterns, power, and silence, and that's when the conversation exploded even further. As these discussions gained momentum online, one person known for never staying quiet decided to insert himself into the situation. 50 Cent. 50 Cent has built a reputation for commenting on industry drama in a way that blends humor, provocation, and uncomfortable honesty. While many initially dismissed his reaction to the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and August Alsina situation as trolling, others felt his involvement gave the story renewed legitimacy. 50 Cent publicly shared screenshots of private messages and made comments that appeared to question Will Smith's handling of the situation, particularly allowing such personal matters to play out on a global stage. While he stopped short of accusing Will Smith of criminal behavior, his tone suggested disbelief, frustration, and ridicule, and that alone kept the conversation trending. What made 50 Cent's involvement significant was timing. At the same time these posts were circulating, renewed attention surrounding Sean Diddy Combs was already reigniting conversations about power dynamics in the entertainment industry. Documentaries, lawsuits, and former associates speaking out created an environment where audiences were more willing to reconsider older claims that had once been dismissed. In that climate, Jaguar Wright's allegations didn't sound as easy to ignore. Jaguar Wright had long claimed that there was a culture within elite Hollywood circles where mentorship was allegedly used as a cover for emotional manipulation and control. She alleged that young artists were brought in with promises of protection, access, and guidance, only to later be discarded when they no longer served a purpose. Once again, these are claims, not legal conclusions. But viewers began noticing something important. The emotional outcomes described by different individuals sounded similar. August Alsina described feeling broken, confused, and used. Bryshere Gray's public behavior suggested emotional distress. Other unnamed artists were rumored to have withdrawn from the industry entirely. None of this proves wrongdoing, but it does raise questions about accountability. Brother Bilal further fueled speculation by insisting that he was willing to stand on his allegations regarding Will Smith. He claimed to have witnesses and evidence, and he accused Jada Pinkett Smith of attempting to silence him through intimidation rather than legal action. What struck many observers was that no defamation lawsuit followed. In an industry where legal teams are known to move aggressively to protect reputations, the absence of court filings became part of the narrative. Some argued it meant the claims weren't worth dignifying. Others believed it suggested a desire to avoid discovery and public scrutiny. Again, speculation, not proof. Adding to the conversation were resurfaced interviews from Diddy's former bodyguard, who claimed that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith were no strangers to unconventional private social gatherings involving
and the details
other
were wild.
At
these claims
a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. They was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well. He stood up. When he stood up, and then he was like this, you know, like that. I went over towards him. And he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close because I'm going to snuff him. I said to myself, Will Smith going to be shit at you. I don't think
at this point,
Will Smith.
The ongoing conversation surrounding Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Sean Diddy Combs, August Alsina, and Bryshere Gray has grown far beyond simple gossip. Not because of court verdicts, not because of official investigations made public, but because too many unanswered questions remain and people online are no longer willing to ignore them. Will Smith has largely avoided addressing these allegations directly, choosing instead to focus publicly on personal growth and discussions about his marriage. Jada Pinkett Smith has defended herself when necessary, but has not followed through with legal action against those making serious claims. Diddy has denied wrongdoing in various situations, yet continues to face increasing scrutiny from both media and the public. And Bryshere Gray, the person many believe sits at the center of concern, remains mostly silent. That silence is what unsettles people the most. Viewers aren't declaring that crimes occurred. They're asking why a young star seemed to unravel while powerful figures remained untouched. August Alsina has spoken openly about emotional pain, regret, and feeling damaged by his experience. Jaguar Wright continues to insist she tried to warn the public years ago and was ignored. Brother Bilal claims he has evidence to support his allegations, but has yet to present anything publicly. And then there's 50 Cent. By repeatedly commenting, reposting, and mocking the situation, 50 Cent has kept the discussion alive long after it might have faded. Whether people agree with his approach or not, his involvement has forced audiences to keep asking uncomfortable questions. The biggest question isn't whether Will Smith is the next Diddy. The real question is much bigger. Why does Hollywood repeatedly place young artists in emotionally vulnerable positions, then distance itself when things fall apart? Why are those who speak out labeled unstable, bitter, or unreliable, while those with influence are given silence, grace, and time? Power imbalance doesn't automatically equal wrongdoing, but ignoring it guarantees harm. This conversation isn't about canceling anyone. It's about transparency, accountability, and protecting young talent in an industry that often prioritizes image over people. Whether these allegations are exaggerated, misunderstood, or partially true, one thing is clear. Hollywood has a pattern of protecting itself first. And until those patterns are addressed openly, these stories will continue resurfacing. So now I want to hear from you. Do you believe these are unrelated rumors amplified by social media? Or do you think there's a deeper issue the entertainment industry refuses to confront? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this breakdown informative, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who follows celebrity news, and subscribe to I Love Gossip for more conversations that refuse to stay buried.
Circumstances,
because some stories don't disappear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just wait for the right moment to be heard.